I am knee deep in the dating world right now, you guys. And so it's been crazy for me. It's the first time in my life I've been like actively dating because I've always had boyfriends. I had boyfriends in, throughout, eighth grade, I had my first boyfriend. I had boyfriends throughout high school, my late teens, my early 20s. And then I met my ex-husband when I was 23. So this is the first time in my life I've been single and I've dated. And it is a different world out there with social media and the dating apps and all of these things. It's a lot. It's very difficult to date. Also, I'm 36. I have 3 kids. I'm divorced. That offers up its own set of, I don't even want to say baggage, but you know what I mean? It's like its own set of shit. And so I just have a lot of questions. I'm really excited to talk to the guys. And if you know anything about me, and you can probably already tell, even if this is the first time you're listening to me, but I don't have a filter. I'm very, very honest. And I know that in order to have a good podcast, it has to be that way, which I also think is another reason why I didn't do a podcast years ago, because I wasn't ready to open up and be vulnerable and just be myself. I wasn't in that good place yet. So I am now, and I think it's going to be fun. I also want us all to learn some stuff, whether that be in the health world. Like I'm going to have my doctor come on. I'm going to have, all of these people come on in the dating world, sex, or just how to live a happier, more peaceful life. I just want there to be real takeaway for everybody from this podcast. Also, here's the thing. Since we're being honest, I got on TV at age 17. And I have always felt like my voice has been controlled to a degree because of that, my whole image. So I can't tell you guys how excited I am to have this platform so that you can finally really get to know the real me. And I do feel like everything that I've done, whether it be, the TV shows I've done, the books that I've written, you've seen my creative outlet through Uncommon James, whatever it is, you only get a little piece of me. And I mean, obviously, everything that I've done, it's almost like social media in a way where it's just like a little snapshot of your life. It's really hard to encapsulate everything, but I really believe in timing. Timing is everything. And the timing is finally right. And this podcast does feel like 100% me, which feels really good. So I've also figured out how to not let people and things disturb my peace. We create our reality with how we react to situations. I really believe that. And that's all we have is our reaction to everything going on in life. That's how we have a peaceful, happy, fulfilling life, is by controlling our reactions. So all of that to say, the past few years have definitely been the most growing up I've ever done. I'm finally in a good place to let everybody in. Being vulnerable and really opening up has been something that's been so scary for me pretty much my entire life. I've really had to learn how to do that in the past few years. And, I was always tough. Like I always had to survive in a lot of ways, like growing up. That was like what I learned how to do, was be a survivor. And for me, that was being really tough. And so because I was so tough, what I was doing was I was overcompensating for the lack that I felt within. I didn't feel confident. I didn't feel tough at all on the inside. In fact, I was like screaming for help on the inside, and I was like really lost and really unhappy. But like I said, I was overcompensating. And so like if you saw Laguna Beach or the hills or knew anything about my image in my late teens, early 20s, you would know that that was how people saw me. And so many questions I would get all the time about, how are you so confident at age 17? Like I don't understand where it comes from. And I used to be like, wow, I'm so not that. I'm not confident. I can see why people thought that because of this like shell of me of who I was showing the world. But really, when I tell you, like, I was not confident at all. I mean, I mean that. And so it's just wild for me that was my image. But I feel like that's all been part of my journey and like working through that too, to be able to get to this place of, like I said, like actually loving myself and being really comfortable and happy and peaceful with where I'm at in my life. And by the way, I'm talking about this journey that I've had from, I've gone from like this really unhappy girl to now who I am today. But that doesn't mean that I have it all figured out. Honestly, all it means is that just for the first time in my life, I finally don't care admitting that I know I don't have it all figured out. I'm okay with that because I really want to just continue to grow and evolve my entire life. Like that is my goal for the rest of my life. So I know I'm being very serious this first episode. These episodes are not all going to be like this, I promise. I just wanted you guys to hear from me about where I'm currently at in my life.